Hey, how's it going, people? How we doing? Just figured I'd come live for a few minutes. Just drink us of my coffee. Just worked. Came home. Now I'm on a break. We got some stuff to talk about, though. Let's join us in this live. We got some stuff to talk about. Hopefully we get some people in here. Just taking another sip of my coffee while we're waiting for some friends to join us. Let's see here. Let's see here. See if we can get some people in here. Oh, hello there. Hi, Jade. How you doing? Good to see you in my live. Let's see if we can get a couple more people. I'm telling you, it's going to be the domino effect in a minute. It's just how it is. Yep, just as I said that. I told you. Don't go off on me. I told you. Domino effect. Once we get one in here, a lot more people join. Just how it is. Oh, yep. It's coming in. We're rolling in hot. All right, well, now that we got some viewers in here, I think we can talk about how I'm feeling about Moments Divided. Because, like I said, people, before I put it out, I was. Oh, there, see if it's set. So this time. Grab this, try and set it down. Okay, that's better. How many people? Okay, not bad. So, okay, so I'm gonna vlog a little bit too. I'm also gonna put this on my story. I have it on there. Okay. Make it up a little bit more. Oops. I did not mean to do that. Oops. What the hell did I just do? Okay. So, thanks to the likes, I appreciate it. You're awesome. So, oh wow, you're really liking it up. Hell yeah. I'll like it up too. So, when I first put out Moments Divided, my latest album, I was really, really hesitant to do it. Really hesitant. And I didn't know, like, I was really worried because for the longest time, I've always thought My Pleasure was going to be the best album of this year. I didn't really think that any other album would live up to the hype that My Pleasure did when it first came out. Because when New Faith and My Pleasure came out, those were the top albums. Those were just what it was of 2026. And I felt like nothing could beat that. So when I was debating putting that in another album, I was super hesitant. And I was like, I'm so scared. Like, I really don't want to ruin the flow of My Pleasure, like, or New Faith, because I know how well they did. And I almost was worried about you guys because I know singers, not personally, but I know that some singers, they have a good album that they put out beforehand, and then when they put out their next album, it's like, what the fuck is this? This shit's awful. So I was really worried that was gonna happen. But I put it out, and my whole catalog shifted in such a positive way. Like, I'm telling you, Moments Divided in the first I think it was like 8 hours or something, had almost 1 million views or streams in the first 8 hours. And I was like, how? Like, I must be doing something right, but how? Because I didn't think it was gonna do that well. And what's funny is that it was such a last minute choice that I wasn't even prepared to have like all good. Like, I feel like if I put a tiny bit more effort into what I was doing with this album, this would have been my best album, hands down. If I wrote a couple more better songs, switched around a couple of songs that I didn't think would fit in, and this would have been my best album, hands down. But it still turned out to be apparently one of my best albums. In fact, people say it's my best album. Now, I don't personally agree with that, honestly. I still really like My Pleasure and New Faith. In fact, I've been listening to New Faith a lot more recently because of how much I've grown. And New Faith was like the foundation almost. Tyrese, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm so happy to see you. I didn't think you were going to join my live, man. I know it was early. I thought you'd be in school. I just got home from a break from work, so I figured I'd come live. I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in my live in a long time, Tyrese. It really kind of bummed me out. Oh, is that why you haven't been in my lives? You sprained your ankle? I'm sorry, man. Hopefully that gets better. That sucks. How'd you do that? Playing basketball? Right, was it playing? Oh, you've been at school. Okay. Yeah, I see. Well, I really hope it gets better for you, man. That sucks. But I'm really happy you're on my live today because I missed you, man. I love having you on these. And I haven't seen you. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Well, I'm really glad you're on here. It makes me happy. I'm glad you're on my live. I love having you on these. It makes me happy. But as I was saying though, like, I've been listening to New Faith, like Tyrese. So, I don't know if you heard my latest album or whatever. You probably haven't heard of it. I mean, you probably have. I think we played a little bit of it on my live a couple of weeks ago. But there was just so many, like, and I'm talking like not even in the US. Like, I've grown internationally with what's it called, with this album. My Pleasure and New Faith were kind of just seen in the US almost. So they didn't really get like, I mean, they obviously saw like a little bit of like tension in like different countries and stuff, but it wasn't a lot. It was more just like a home base kind of thing where like it was seen in like the US, where I'm from. So we're getting up there in the stream today. Hell yeah, keep it going. 80 viewers. So Moments Divided. Oh my god. So like I said before, that was a beyond last minute choice. In fact, I wasn't even gonna put it out because I was too scared to. Like, I was too scared to put it out because I didn't know how well it was gonna do. Because I didn't think, like I said, it would live up to the pleasure of New Faith and My Pleasure. So I didn't want to ruin that kinda legacy album that I had building up for, like, 3 months straight. Um, but at the same time, I was like, I gotta give the fans something new, like, I know I've been putting out these singles and everything, but I think they would really enjoy another full-length album, at least one more for the year. Um, so that's what I did, and the amount of just crazy streams I've gotten, it it's crazy. Um, and the reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because yesterday I got a message from my cousin who really likes my music. He's one of my supporters and everything, my cousin. Um, and he's a tough critic. I mean, like, he listens to, like, really old music. I mean, like, from the '90s to the 2000s to the '80s to the '70s. He still has cassettes. He still has vinyls. So he's a tough critic to beat. Um, and even he was like, "I really liked Moments Divided," and I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "So I really must have been doing something right with this album if, like, it's hitting m like, right now, it's at 650 million streams across the world, um, which is insane. It has more than any other album I've ever done, um, which is crazy. So, um yeah, he listened to it, and I was surprised to hear. I know, right? So, I was surprised to hear what he had to say because he's a really, really tough critic to beat. And I didn't think he was gonna like it because it was, such a last minute choice and everything, and, like, I just didn't think he would, like, I thought he would have thought I rushed it, which I didn't really rush it because I had a lot of older songs that were unreleased that were good, but just didn't fit into an album that I released, or there was just too many songs that I already had for an album that I couldn't actually like put the older songs in there um because there was just too many songs that I had. If that makes sense. So um let's see here. Um what's it called? So I was like, I don't I was really hesitant, but then I did it. So but the feedback I've gotten, the feedback I've gotten is just insane. I'm telling you. Even from like critics, I'm talking about like music professionals have said this album is good. Music professionals. You know what's crazy too? I talked to my cousin last night when he was telling me about how good it was. He said it was better than New Faith, which I could not believe. I'm like, and at first he said New Faith was his favorite over My Pleasure. Thank you, Tyrese. You're the best, man. Keep it going. Let's both like it up. Um, but at first, like he was like, yeah, like this album is my new favorite. Like I really like what you did with like the heavier songs and then the slower songs. He really liked that. He liked the deluxe too, which was crazy. Um, and yeah, he's just a tough critic. And what blew me away too, and I actually like went back and listened to this too last night just to see the similarities because I was kind of like seeing it almost in my head, but then I'm like, I gotta listen to it too. He, my cousin also said that it sounded similar to Always Yesterday, which is my first ever Low Bennington album, which I didn't even think about. The more I thought about it, I was like, Actually, that's kind of true in a sense. And what's funny is I didn't even purposely do that. It just so happened to be similar, which is just. And what's funny is I didn't even purposely do that. It just so happened to be similar, which is just like it's crazy. Um, but yeah, the amount of support I've been getting from you guys, the love I've been getting from all of you guys, and the feedback, the great feedback, even the negative, has been so great. Um, and I'm very proud of it. I think, I think I should really stick with my gut. And if I feel something's right, to do it, because, like I said, I didn't think I should have done this, but I'm really glad I did, and it turned out to be a massive success for something I wasn't even anticipating to even be good at all. Like not even a little bit. Like I said, I was super. I don't know what got me to do it, but I was super hesitant to even do it. So I don't know what the motivation was for me to do it, but I did it, and the result back I got was crazy. I don't know what it was, but um, it's just crazy. And it's not even him. Like it's not even my cousin that has been giving me feedback on it. Like I've gotten like multiple critics online that are like hardcore rock fans. Like listen to all rock genres from like 2000s to 2010s to the 90s, the 80s, whatever kind of music is out there. They were even like, this isn't too bad. This doesn't sound bad. I like it. Like it's not my cup of tea, but it's really good. And they were like, I think you should keep going. And I explained to them, I'm like, I wasn't planning on putting this out. It just so happened to come out, and I really was not anticipating it doing well. And he was like, you really gotta trust your gut, man. Like you if you think something's right, you gotta do it. And I'm like, yeah, no, I really should. Um, but yeah, I'm still shocked. Like my cousin is, I keep mentioning my cousin, but he's such a tough critic, and he literally was like, yeah, this is good. I like he literally told me that it was a really good album, and a lot of you guys really loved New Faith when it came out. Um, I mean, but honestly though, New Faith is starting to age a little bit. Like you guys want some newer stuff. We just put out a new single called "Be Brave," which I think is pretty good. Which, in some ways, actually ties up to what I did with Moments Divided. In a way, the reason why I wrote it, it wasn't the reason why I wrote that song was for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons was because I feel like it's not even just about me, it's about other people and how I just personally think a lot of people are hiding stuff and how people just are afraid to talk about their feelings. And whether it's depression or whether it's anger or whatever, like people are just too scared to let it out. Just let it out. Don't hold it in because that's only going to make it worse. So this song talks about just kind of just speak your mind. Whatever is going on in your head, tell somebody, speak your mind. Don't hold it in because it'll get worse. You know, um, like just if you're hurting in the inside, or stuff at school is bothering you, or somebody's just being a being addicted to you or whatever, um, say something. Like, don't keep that in. Say something because you could you could honestly save somebody else too. If you spoke up and you said something to somebody that was getting picked on or whatever in school, and you told somebody about it, you could save them too. Don't just walk past it. Say something. And that's what that song is about. It's a very powerful song. It's one of my more uplifting songs that I've ever done. Usually I would be writing about like a breakup or depression or whatever. This is more of like a happier song. I feel like I just wanted to do at least one happy song in my life because I feel like I've been doing a lot of depression songs, and it just, if it doesn't feel great to listen to those all the time unless you're going through it. Um, but I think this also helps too. But then also it kind of ties in for me too as a musician, being brave about, people just, you know, when you like kind of tying back into that like moments divided thing. I should have been more brave in myself. I should have been like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it out. It's gonna be great. And you know what? If they don't like it, fuck them. And you know what? Like, I'm happy with it. So that's just how it is. Who cares if they are still stuck on the fact with My Pleasure and New Faith? You know what? I'm gonna put out a new album and I'm gonna just share it with the world. Whoever likes it, and that's that. That should have been my mindset, but that wasn't. So, um, I don't know. I should have just had more of a better mindset coming into it. Um, but that's just what happens. When you're a musician, you want to make the best stuff you can, but you also have to make songs that you like. You can't please all your fans. You have to kind of make the music you want and kind of hope that people will listen to it. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. You know, there's always going to be critics out there. So no matter what album you put out, you know, like there's always going to be some sort of person. So like, why does it matter like what kind of album you put out if there's still going to be haters out there? Not everyone's going to like it. Like there was literally somebody on Reddit who was talking about New Faith, and I was so shocked about what they had to say. This guy on Reddit literally said that I should have went with my gut, my first feeling, and not. I'm sorry. He should have said I should have taken more time writing and producing New Faith, and that which I will admit I probably could have. Maybe it could have came out better. Um, but it still wasn't a bad album. It was actually one of my best. And I think a lot of people can agree with me on that. But there was just this one hater that brought me down, even though it shouldn't have, because, there's always going to be people out there. And he was like, don't trust your first feeling. Keep writing, and don't, like, listen to your gut because the shit sucks. And and he's like, I can't believe anybody would listen to it. And I'm like, okay, well, people do listen to it, and people do like it. But that's your opinion. You don't gotta be like a whole dick about it. But that's just how we are, people. That people are. But yeah, I mainly just wanted to come live today because after what my cousin said yesterday about the whole moments divided thing, now it makes me even more prouder of it because of how tough of a critic he is and the fact that he said it was good. and told me it was similar to Always Yesterday, my first album, which I didn't even think about until I listened to it back yesterday. I was like, I must be doing something right, and I don't know what it is, but um, yeah. I think I'm going to end it here. Because I do have to get ready for work in about an hour or two. So I'm gonna kind of relax while I can before I have to go back to work. Um, so yeah. But it was really great talking to you guys. 110 viewers is really good for today's live. We kind of started off slow and then blew up. It was like the domino effect, like I always like to say. It's just my kind of feeling of it, because it's literally the domino effect. Because once one person joins, everybody joins. It's kind of funny. Um, but yeah, we'll see you guys in the next live stream when we do one. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the new single we put out called Be Brave. Make sure you go check that out. It's on all platforms. Alrighty. Well, rock on. Peace out. Love you all.